Hello, hello, hello. Today is October the 4th, 2022. Trading and investing of any kind carries on risk. Everything discussed here is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as financial advice because I don't give advice. I just entertain. Let's look at what the stock market did today. Let's go back to the bigger picture and look at the past couple of days, and we've just had this, I mean, honestly, just a push. So we got a continuation this morning. I was really thinking we were going to get a bit of a pullback. But we didn't. It just went. So I didn't really trade much of it until we got up here. We got up here, got that push. And why did we stop there? We stopped there because of this 61.8% retrace from here. 61.8, very important number. So we stopped there. So then after that, if you were not a very experienced trader, you don't know how to scalp, you probably got chopped the hell up. And if you did get chopped the hell up, don't do that next time. If you don't see a solid setup and you don't understand to cut your losses pretty quickly when you start seeing all this chop, then you just don't trade. You just wait. And why do you wait? Well, because when you get in chop like this, all you're really waiting for is something silly. Some ridiculous news that doesn't really mean anything all that much, but the market will take it and it'll do what needs to be done. And today it was this Elon Musk news about Twitter. It pulled the market. So yay. And that's what we got. Now, what did we get there? So should you have traded that down? No, sure. Why not? If you knew that it was going to take the market down, why wouldn't you? You were watching Tesla and you saw it was pulling Tesla, and then when Tesla goes, the market goes with it. Well, why not? But if you didn't, where would you have traded? Well, this pullback was to 61.8%. Again, there's a reason that number is an important number. You get this 61.8% pullback, you get this nice reversal down here. What do I mean by nice reversal? That wick right there, never saw another wick touch it. Never did we ever, the rest of the day, did we see another wick touch that. So getting in here at the reversal zone, not a bad idea. And then if it goes against you, you just cut it. But what if you're not experienced enough to do that? You don't see that stuff. You don't see it quickly. What do you do? Well, you start looking for patterns, right? First thing you want to do is you want to start kind of drawing out trend lines. What does this look like? Draw a trend line. Draw a trend line here. Okay, well, we're not going below that trend line. Oh, here we go. We broke it, right? So we got a nice little pull. And, then we can measure that pull. What did that pull look like? Well, it looked like, what did we come down to? 38.2%. So we only got a 38.2%, which makes it harmonic, if you understand any of that. So 38.2%, we kind of bounced off of it, and we just kind of went back up. Came back down, didn't see that level again, right? We just kind of went back up. So that, in reality, kind of gives us a bit of a W. So that's great. So where would we enter that W? Well, we would want to draw a trend line from here, across here, and that roughly is where we want to enter. I know what you're saying right now, but it broke through that trend line and then it came back to it. Yes, it did. And that is where you could easily get chopped up on a day like today. So if you were to enter this right here, we got through, we got confirmation. If you were to enter here, there's a chance if you set your stop loss right around in here that you'd be pretty screwed. You wouldn't be able to stay in the trade. So technically, if you're going to get in that, you're expecting this W pattern to play out. if that's what you're expecting, you'd want to set a stop loss somewhere around here. I mean, you might expect a double bottom, or, it just really depends. So, I mean, honestly, you could have expected it to pull all the way back down, right? There's no guarantee on trades like this. But we popped above this. We never saw this low again. And so that's just a risky trade. It's just a bit of how a day like today works. Now, there might be other people out there that might trade this differently, and that's awesome. So this pushes. You take your profits. You start measuring out, and you take your profits along, 38.2, 61.8 as it continues to push. And we got this pullback again. What did that pullback look like? How far did we pull back? Pulled back to 50%. So we didn't exactly get to even 61.8. So, yeah, I mean, you either stay in the trade, you take your profits, you stay in the trade, you take some profits and stay in the trade, I guess is what I meant to say. Or, you just take your profits here, depending on how you trade, and then wait for another entry to kind of go back up. So the way that I would have traded this in my younger years would have been entry right there. I don't know how much I would have entered, honestly, at that time, but then I would have waited for this push, and there's a chance, just depending, because that W, it was a decent completion. I might have actually exited. I'm not sure, especially on a day like today where it seemed to be very choppy. So how did I actually trade this? Well, I entered right down here because I saw that reversal zone set up, just based upon the way the day went and all of that. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to pull past 61.8, and we stopped there. We pumped the brakes on the way down. We stopped there, got that reversal, pushed back up. And so I took some profit at 38.2 just because the way the day was going. And then I probably took 20% there. It pushed up that, and at 61.8, which is where this should be roughly 61.8 of a reach. I'm pretty certain that it's right above 61.8 that it traded at. Let's see. It goes to show you that I don't actually set these videos up, huh? Be a lot more prepared if I did. What color? Something we can. No, it's not. Blue. Yeah, 61.8. Yeah, so we pushed through 61.8. I did take a large chunk here. And then I rode it out because what I started to see set up as we got this pullback, we pulled back here, right? It looks like we only pulled a view out, but we actually pulled back here, which gave us a nice enough pullback to this. Create this bigger W, which is very similar to this one that we saw earlier, right? So we got these two W's that set up here. These two patterns, the harmonic patterns that set up. And so what I was expecting, let's start to get rid of all these because there's too many. Brush, brush, brush. Okay, so what I would have expected to happen, which is why I was looking for that 88.6% retrace, I was really looking for something like this to occur. And so how did that play out? Well, didn't yet. Because what ended up happening is we got this W and this other W. This looked like it kind of set us up for, a head and shoulders. But it didn't. It turned into this W, pulled back. It never touched that low again. So in this case, what am I looking for now? I'm not looking for the pattern, the M I was looking for. I'm looking for more of a cipher pattern M because we barely got to the point 1.13 that we can utilize as a cipher to actually take it back down, cipher, whatever we want to call it. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are now. I don't think we're going to go down very far because, again, we still need to complete this pattern, this cipher pattern here. So I don't see us going down anytime in the near future, but I do absolutely see what I had seen before. And this is how the stock market works. I can tell you that we're going to go down to a certain place, but that doesn't mean we're going to do it today. It doesn't mean we're going to do it in the next 2 weeks, right? The stock market gives you what the stock market gives you. I don't write the algorithms. I just trade with them. So I'm not a stock trader. I just play one on TV, as they say. So anyway, that's kind of where it is. So I ended up clearing out my trade because I'd actually shorted up here to take it down for this M. And as this head and shoulder started to play out and I noticed it wasn't going to play out, I actually covered my short and actually went long. Because then I realized it was probably going to try to push and either complete part of that pattern or actually set us up for that cipher to take us back down. Because the only two options at that point were going to be a double top, but we were getting too close to the day for that. I didn't see that happening. So I assumed we were going to pop through, people would chase, and people would sell into that chasing, and then people would take their money. And then eventually what happens is all those chasers end up realizing they're going to lose out. All the stop losses fire off, or however you want to call it, and we start pulling back to try to complete this pattern. So yeah, that is how I saw it. That is how I see it. So I hope everybody had a good day, and if you didn't, I wouldn't take it personally, because this was definitely a tough day to trade. So I enjoy making these videos. Like and subscribe, share them with people. Do all the fun things and stuff, and feel free to leave comments or anything else. If you have a question, I'll try to help you out. And yeah, I look forward to making the next one, and I will see you next time.